How's it going, neighbors? This is Ed here with eTrailer.com, and we're taking a look at the Hollywood Rack's Destination e-bike carrier on our 2022 Toyota Tacoma. The Destination has a 70-pound weight rating, so it's going to work for your heavier e-bikes, and it also is a frame-mounted carrier. So the positive on that is the fact that it's going to give you sturdy contact to the frame, and this unique mast allows you to adjust for the positioning of the clamps on the frame itself. Like, our frame is a little bit alternative versus a standard men's bike, but we're able to position it in a way where we can securely clamp it down. And there's also a second mast that reaches over. It will create 11 inches of separation between the bikes, but in this configuration, as you can see, you're making contact with the back of the tailgate. It is completely removable by pushing down this gray clamp, and you'll be able to position it over for your second bike on the exterior of your carrier, but it's just something to keep in mind. You kind of have to plan for how you're going to load your bikes up. There are a lot of touch points on the Destination, but that makes it very customizable, so you can set it up for how your bike is if you have a different style frame or different size bikes. One of the touch points is actually the tilt feature. You achieve that by twisting the gray knob right here. And you want to maintain control of the carrier because it does come down kind of abruptly. There's no pistons or anything holding it in place, and the weight of the bike carrier is just going to come down. Something that's very impressive about it is the fact that it goes nearly flat, giving you full access to the back of your vehicle. The width of your handlebars to make sure you're not making any contact with the ground, but in most cases, you should be fine. Another note, if you have two heavy 70-pound e-bikes on the back of your carrier, there's nothing holding the weight, so you may need a second set of hands to help you lift it back up, or just to ensure you don't get crushed by your bikes when you lower it. Included with the Destination is a ramp that telescopes out to 46 inches. You just use your gray knob to extend your ramp, and you can just twist it down to secure it, just watching out for the track at the bottom because you can pinch your finger in there pretty easily. And you're going to take the oval shape opening and insert it onto the oval shape on the rear cradle. On the Hollywood Racks, you can only install the ramp onto the rear cradle. It doesn't work on both sides, and it's not integrated into the carrier. You have to stow it away and remember to keep up with it when you're out and about. In this situation in our studio, my wall is in the way, and that could very well happen in the real world in a parking lot of a trail or a campsite where it just doesn't work. So you're able to just release your bike from the restraints and just hop it over and roll it down to from the other side. The process of removing the bike is going to require us to press the gray release to remove our strap from our rear wheel. I leave the center connection from our frame on. It works as another set of hands. And take notice of the padded covering that's going to protect your wheel on the strap. We're just going to twist these guys out of our way. And then the final strap for your front wheel. And from here, we're going to take our lockable clamp and just unscrew it and get this guy off of our frame. So turn it over and hop our bike over to the outer and just roll it down our ramp. So one cool feature that helps secure your bike to the carrier itself is your front cradle. When it's in the lock position, it actually grabs the front of your wheel and helps secure it to the carrier a lot better, as well as having a dual ratchet strap setup. Your cradle itself can support a wheel width up to 4.5 inches. Overall wheelbase comes up to 50 inches. And your wheel diameter, maximum wheel diameter is 29, smallest would be 20. So that's going to cover a pretty wide range of bikes on this carrier. Now we're going to lower our mast by releasing the rubber strap. I'm going to do it on both sides, and then we're going to just loosen our handle and our screws. And we can lower it down and re-secure our clamps using our rubber strap. So we're gonna do that and tighten our knobs down to keep everything secure. Same on this side. Just to get everything out of our way. Now, as far as the distance on our vehicle, we're about 7 inches away at the closest point. We're adding on 40 inches from the bumper. And our ground clearance on the lowest point, right at 20 inches. One thing to consider also, if you have heavier bikes on the rear of your vehicle, your suspension is going to settle a little bit, so it may drop down some. But on Tacoma, you have a pretty decent ground clearance, so you shouldn't have many issues going up steep inclines or driveways. Remove your pin by sliding the clip over, and you're going to use the gray handle after you get the, give it a little tug. Now lift it up and reinsert your pin and clip. Once you line it up, it'll slide right in, and you just insert the clamp, and that'll hold everything in position. And now we are cutting our overall length back. Let's go with this part. This is the furthest point out. And now we're at 15 inches from the rear of the vehicle. Ground clearance is going to stay the same because it's coming off of our shank. In the stowed position, you can kind of see that it's going to block out your license plate. It's going to obstruct your backup camera. Your backup light and tail lights, those guys are pretty clear from the rear, but you know, it is on the back of your vehicle, so you just want to be aware that it's there. As far as our shank, we're going to start from the end here. This lever is attached to our anti-rattle device. Essentially what it is a metal hook that wraps around your pin that goes into your receiver hole and tightens down to pull back to remove any of the slop that's in your receiver tube. Our shank is a 2-inch shank going into a 2-inch receiver, and it has a lock core on the end to keep everything secure. For your bikes, you will need a cable lock or bike lock to secure it to the frame itself, and we offer those on eTrailer.com. You can take a look on the website or give our customer service a call. This carrier is awesome on the back of the Tacoma. It is a solid carrier. It's very customizable to your specific bike because you have so many adjustment points. If you were looking for something where you didn't have to find a place to store your ramp, the Yakima on-ramp is a solid alternative. It actually stows the ramp directly onto the carrier. However, the fact that this guy can lay almost flat in the tilted loaded position, allowing you to access the tailgate, hands down makes it a better option here on the Tacoma. So again, this has been a look at the Hollywood Rack's destination e-bike carrier on the back of our 2022 Toyota Tacoma. Have a great day.